Hi, Jay.
Hi, Fong. Thanks for having me on.
So,
So I started playing football when I was 2 years old. So when I was very young, my dad got me into football, and I played football in Discovery Bay. That's where I was. That's where I grew up for about 8 years, and then when I was 8 years old, I moved to Kitchi, and I was there till I was 12 years old.
when you joined Kichi, were you already thinking that you want to be a professional football player?
I think 8 years old is too young, but I definitely knew that I wanted to take football more seriously. That's why I joined Kitchi.
So when it was this in Discovery Bay, was it a football team or just some random football classes?
Yeah, I played for a football team over there in Discovery Bay, but a lot of it was just with my friends from school, so we all had a good time when we were playing together. When I was much younger, I think when I was about 10 or 11 years old, I did 2 weeks training with Aston Villa, and that was a great experience for myself because that really opened my eyes in what the standard was like for my age around the world, and I think this motivated me even more to work even harder, and because I knew this is what I wanted to do.
So was the Aston Villa experience really important and decisive for your career?
Oh, definitely. I would say this was very important for my for what I've done so far, because, like I said, it really sort of opened my eyes in what players were like that were my age around the world, and I wanted to get on their level. So it really motivated me to, like I said, work harder in training and work harder every day.
So when you went back to Hong Kong after the Aston Villa experience, you were still playing in Hong Kong. So were you thinking of getting out of Hong Kong already immediately after the experience?
I was told a lot by coaches in Hong Kong that if I wanted to take football to the next level, I needed to leave Hong Kong and move to places like England to further my development of football. So we always had an idea of wanting to move over. It was just when. And I think I moved over at the right time when I was 12 years old.
So do you have any plans for the future now, or you are happy in Blackburn? You think the time will come to a professional contract?
So I'm under 18 now, so we get told in March. By March, we get told if we're going to be offered a new contract. So I'm working hard every day, just like everyone else, to hopefully get that contract to stay here. But yeah, I'm very happy with where I am right now. And but who knows for the future? Anything can happen. Anyone can get any setbacks or anything. So I'm not too sure what really happens in the future, but I'm happy with where I am right now.
So Jay, we saw a lot of good right backs or left backs inside the Blackburn first team. So let's say you get a new contract in March. Do you think you can handle this kind of competition because there's now Mabe and Pekeling and Pike? I think they are really good fullbacks. Do you think it's good for you if you can offer a contract to have a competition with them?
I think it's very great, the competition. The Blackburn first team is very strong, and everywhere there's competition for places. But right back where I play, there's a lot of competition, but it's very good because it pushes you even more in training to work harder, to be better, and it just motivates you more to try and overtake them. But both of them, Nyambi and Pike, who are right backs, they're very strong players. But it's good to have that competition because it pushes you even more. Yeah, I would say when I first moved to England, the physicality I knew the physicality in England would be much stronger, but it did take me a while to adapt to the physicality. But now I've fully adapted to the physicality in England. But yes, I would say the physicality over in England is much more stronger than the physicality in Hong Kong. The speed of the ball on the pitch and the strength of the players, the aggression is much more stronger in England.
So do you think it is also a big reason why Hong Kong team when they play some foreigners or in Hong Kong national team, the local players are struggling when they are playing much more physicality opponent in Hong Kong?
I'm not too sure because I think the technical level in Hong Kong is very strong, in my opinion. The physicality, yes, it's weak, but the technical aspect is very strong. So I don't think that should be too much of a problem. So obviously, not everyone knows, but I don't have a Hong Kong passport, so I cannot represent Hong Kong, unfortunately. But I can play for Japan, I can play for Scotland, and I can play for England. And I think out of the three, I would definitely choose Japan because I've always, ever since I was a little kid, I've always dreamed of playing for Japan. And yeah, it would definitely just be my dream. It would be fantastic if I had the opportunity to represent Japan in the future.
So you have mentioned Japan. So do Japan football have a big influence in your mind, or you are just thinking that you have a better chance to break through their first team level?
I think the Japan football is very strong and it's got a good future. I've just always wanted to play for Japan. It's just a personal preference, and we'll just see for the future whatever happens, really.
Okay, so do you have any Japanese player that you really admired, or you think that you can treat them as an idol, or but a player that you can follow their footsteps?
Yeah, my two players that I really like a lot is Maya Yoshida, the centre back. He's very impressive because being Japanese and playing over 10 years in the Premier League is that's very impressive. And also he's a defender like me, so definitely if I could do what he has done, it would be fantastic. And also currently right now, Takahiro Tomiyasu, the right back for Arsenal. He's obviously signed just recently for Arsenal, but he started very well, and obviously I hope he does very well at Arsenal. But and also he plays right back, so I can really watch what he does and learn off him.
So have ever football association over Japan have already find you to talk about those opportunities to play for them?
Yes, I have spoken to some of the Japanese FA, and we have been in contact with them, and they've contacted us. But we'll just see for the future whatever happens, and I'll just keep working hard in the meantime, and we'll see what happens.
As you mentioned, they have been contacted with you. Have you talked to any of the Japanese players to get an idea what's happened to play for Japan, or have you talked to Maya Yoshida to ask him what's the feeling of playing in Premier League?
I haven't talked to any of the Japanese senior players, but some of the players my age from Japan. There's a goalkeeper who plays in Germany, and I've spoken to him about what's it like in the youth national setup, and he says the standard is very good. So obviously that makes me work. That makes me motivated to work even harder to try and impress if I ever had the opportunity to go and train with them.